Bang up job. I mean, this NeverTrump whole complex that grew over the last several years, nothing has ever failed as hard in politics as this. The Lincoln Project, all these people that built millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from Democratic donors, and all the eggs that was put in this basket. The split was amazing. Trump got like 94% of Republicans. I don't think they accomplished anything except probably build a bunch of beach houses. That's about what they did. Republicans being lectured to, condescended to, browbeaten by all these folks over the last... I mean, look, at some juncture, it's okay if we have different opinions about the election. You don't have to beat people to death over it, and the more you do that, the more it drives people away. Total failure.
So I think we gotta... I think it's important to...
There were a lot of questions at the time, especially around the time that Mark Kelly's comments came out, and she really was sort of hammering home that message, increasingly focused on the threat that she argued that Donald Trump posed. Was there a danger in going too far in that direction? And the campaign, I remember having these conversations with campaign officials, and they insisted that they could do both, right? In part, they were trying to take advantage of the news cycle. Mark Kelly had come out and made these... General Kelly, excuse me, had come out and made these comments, and they wanted to seize on those because they felt that it underscored their message. But at the same time, they felt she could go out there, you know, and balance the two, that in her campaign remarks that she could hammer Donald Trump, but also put forward her positive vision. And it perhaps may have muddled the message a bit too much. And then at the end, we saw her turning, you know, more to this positive, optimistic message, not even mentioning Donald Trump by name in the final 24 hours of this race. But it was a question at the time because I think some in the party, especially, you know, it sort of, you know, their ears went up a little bit, and we're a little worried about whether...
And those messages had been out before, as you well know. I mean, John Kelly had anonymously on background and confirmed to some people that he had actually made those comments. And the timing of that, there was no coordination with the campaign. They kind of did seize on that when he went on the record with the New York Times, and you could hear his voice actually say what he said Donald Trump told him. But, you know, over the years, we've heard all kinds of these things. We've heard John Bolton. I remember interviewing John Bolton in 2020, and it was jaw-dropping what he said about Donald Trump, and it didn't make any difference. And you've had one after another. You had General Mattis. You had all these other national security leaders, and it didn't make much difference. So it was interesting to me that they would seize on that so much at a time when people really didn't know her that well.
And it did mean that for a week plus, yeah, all of you know the news coverage, the oxygen was soaked up by that, and it meant that her agenda, that her promises, you know, for the American people weren't resonating in the same way.